show about future solutions, your next boardroom, your next video conferencing, plus robots, holograms that actually move, and a journey deep into our own bodies. There's only one show in the entire world that can do this. Take a guess? Yes, it's the next big thing. Time for the main story, and this one I promised you is all about solutions. The first one, in your boardroom, the company Actis.
Everything about this world is getting smarter, and technology is driving the smart revolution. From smart homes, hospitals, cars, gadgets to even your workplace. But the real revolution is happening in an area that's often ignored and taken for granted. And as always, it has a catchy name for it. It's called the Smart Boardroom. Here's what it consists of. 63-inch plasma TVs that act as combined display for video conference calls, computer presentations, TV channels and video. A high-end video conferencing unit capable of multi-party calls shared between two rooms. The high-resolution 360 camera that is used transmits clear videos to the far end of the conference call. Unobtrusive table microphones that cancel out echoes and other audio distortions. Architecturally fitted-in ceiling and in-wall speakers to deliver high-quality sound. Light control systems that have many preset options for different situations, a certain lighting condition for video conference, a different setting for discussion or even housekeeping. All this equipment is controlled from a central room that is as unobtrusive as the room itself. It's not just about cutting-edge equipment, but how it'll all converge into one cohesive and dynamic smart room. This is a room that has its own intelligence and brains. This is a room that responds to your needs and sets up automatically in seconds. The minute your audiovisual needs change, the room will activate the right equipment. If in the middle of a meeting, a video conference call is required, you can seamlessly activate the audio-video gear in the room by touch of a finger on the touch panel. There is a preview window that lets you view the content before displaying it on the big screen. And you don't even need to be there physically. The real killer application is that the entire system is IP enabled, which means that you can control all the functions through the internet. Therefore, it doesn't matter where you're located. You could be in office, but in another room, or in your car, or across 3 continents. You can set up the conference exactly how you want within seconds.
Unbelievable, but that's not where we stop. Amazing solutions from a company called Actis, and with me, Sachin and Abhimanyu. Welcome. Welcome to the next big thing. Come, please sit. Hi Abhimanyu, how are you doing? Come, please sit. All right, great. So we saw a very interesting demonstration, but before we move ahead, let's talk a little bit about the company itself. So you define yourself as what, a solutions company or much more? What does Actis really do? Because you're not really just a hardware vendor, are you?
Well, we are a design and build firm, and we design next generation entertainment solutions, next generation meeting spaces and presentation spaces.
Okay, great. Something that I always feel sounds very boring, okay? I mean, I'm saying it straight to your faces, but is actually an unbelievable way of taking education into where it doesn't exist, distance learning. And the example we're going to see is that it's not just that old way in India where we all romanticize about the idea of, you know, we'll do this in a village and this and that. This has a serious amount of areas where it can be implemented, right? Like we're going to see in the example. So let's first show everybody, then I'll come back and talk to you more about it. So, like I said, sounds very, very boring, distance learning, but it's completely different from what we've thought up till now.
Imagine a classroom where there's a teacher and students, but they're not under the same roof. They are separated by distance and thousands of kilometers at that. The classroom is located in Chennai, inside the Infosys campus, where working IT professionals gather to pursue their degree in postgraduate software enterprise management. These are professionals who cannot quit their jobs to attend regular classes in an institute.
Kind of construct. One is we want to look at how do you architect the organization or design.
The teacher is placed in Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, where the students from Chennai join him live along with his regular students.
That's not good enough to create an industrial scale activity. So now I've got to start saying, how do I do it at an
The classroom has high-resolution cameras, LCD for the far end of the class, screen for PPT slides and electronic whiteboard, and mics for students to talk into. All this is controlled through a control room at IIM. Three high-resolution cameras capture every nuance and movement by panning, tilting and zooming in. These are manually handled. The idea is to make the experience as real as possible. So when the teacher moves a slide in Bangalore, it appears on the screen in Chennai as it is. Audio from multiple student mics are mixed with audio from the professor to generate one audio signal. Audio, video, whiteboard and PowerPoint signals are mixed using a network router and transmitted to eliminate interruptions using multiple channels. Video appears on the LCD. Whatever the teacher writes on the whiteboard in Bangalore reappears on the board in the far end. No delays, no squinting. The video is crystal clear and so is the audio.
5 steps if you like, at least in the technical part of it. Then you have the whole learning that she tried to do.
Throughout the interaction, the eye contact is maintained. Professors are free to move around the classroom without alienating the students sitting far away in Chennai.
The contributions you are making is an investment in a plant and he wants to have an assured output.
Not just that, all course materials are posted online with software platforms that help a student download course materials, take part in online forum discussions, submit assignments and receive grades via email. It is also a way to take the services of a premier institute like IIM to multiple locations far and wide and make it accessible to students who otherwise can't physically make it to the institute. And it's technology that is helping to bridge the distance.
So did I not say that? Not boring at all. In fact, I'd almost term it as revolutionary. Now, the thing that we saw is that, you had all these people using it and everything, but there weren't that many cameras. If you have a classroom of 40 students, you can't have 40 cameras trained on them, right? So how does this work? How is the camera capable of actually switching to the person who's talking? Are you using, what kind of technology is it using?
Well, one of the most effective ways of doing it is to have it switch through, a simple button on the desk. So,
okay, so the mic button or something like that. If I'm trying to get access to ask a question, I press that button, automatically the camera will focus on me.
The camera automatically looks at the student and his visual is then transmitted to the far side, irrespective of where the instructor is located.
But you were also saying that there is another way to implement it, and that is through voice activation.
Yeah, I mean all these mics can be voice active if required, but in a classroom scenario we should typically avoid that because we don't have control over the audience.
Now, having said that, where are you really seeing people using this, the implementation of this, the actual spread of this? Are you getting mainly corporates doing this? Is it educational system, companies, institutions? Where is the real usage of this?
It's a mix. It's a mix of the enterprise, the government, the private schools, the colleges, and so on.
So it's pretty much everybody in this.
Pretty much everybody.
Okay.
And the beauty is that you can have a collection of students sitting in Bombay and Chennai who want to take a class from somebody who's sitting in at the Harvard School of Business, for example. And that's the beauty. You don't remain in your location and you get to go through the education of your choice.
Okay, great. So now let's move to another section where you'll be surprised to know that we've done 2 very big shows on Next Big Thing to talk about this real presence kind of video conferencing, but we're talking about thousands of really big investments, hundreds of thousands of dollars being spent to get that entire feeling. Now you have a solution called high definition video conferencing, which doesn't cost as much, am I right? Doesn't cost as much at
just a
all.
fraction.
All right, let's again take a look at this, because we've really been proclaiming the kind of high definition video conferencing as really the big thing, and because video conferencing didn't take off, suddenly it has now, and then we're seeing amazing solutions being used. So let's see how you've done it for much lesser. So you've seen Cisco, you've seen Polycom do this. Now Actis has a very different solution, and may I just say, a much, much less expensive solution.
In the world of futuristic teleconferencing, the replication of a life-size, real-world experience is the main objective. You have to feel as if the other person is sitting right next to you in reality. But with this system, the envelope is pushed beyond, as it's not just about the life-size feel. The ambience, the color-coordinated telepresence rooms for long-distance video communication come to life. This one offers high-definition and real-time communication, but at a fraction of the price, and promises high-definition experience over existing broadband networks. The new offering from Actis Technologies allows natural face-to-face communication across the world in high definition that is frighteningly clearer than actual life itself. All it needs is a high-definition video conferencing system, a high-definition display panel, and a broadband connection of 1 Mbps that can transmit video and also data like multimedia presentations anywhere in the world.
Okay, so now we see this is how you're really doing it. But tell me, this is just, you're basically doing it as a component to this thing. You're not in the business of creating a complete environment that makes you feel that you're in the same room. I mean, those half-cut tables that Cisco uses, or Polycom has furniture that they almost literally, if you want that solution, you buy everything from them. They will even standardize your room, they'll standardize the colors, they'll standardize the kind of hardware that is used. Yours is more a solution of parts. I could take all of it, I could take some of it, right? Am I right on that? So is that the future, or is this the future?
Well, both these are different examples, because there would be some corporates who would want to have same kind of environment at both the locations. Let's say one offshore, a couple of locations in India. So there they might want to create a mock-up where both the sites are identical, and they want to have a feel of a virtual presence, the person actually being present in the room.
Right.
So, but then there's a cost to that. Yes, we work on those solutions too.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And the high definition systems which we are referring to, these could be installed or used by anyone. It could be in small rooms, irrespective of the rooms.
Standard, right? So you can
it's universally compatible
from within something else you're already using too, right?
Yes.
Last two questions for both of you. These are the quick fire ones that we do at the end. Prediction from you: video conferencing, will it beat teleconferencing, and in how many years?
According to me, within a couple of years, video conferencing will get to homes, because the kind of time people spend in traveling today. Look at any city, Bombay, Delhi. I mean, the amount of, if you work for about 8 hours a day, you spend about 4 hours commuting from one place to another.
Those who have nightmarish jobs, even more than that, but that's true.
So, if you start working from your homes, and if you have a say 512 or a 1 MB link, you can operate from your homes. Catching up with people would be easy on video at some point. I don't know when.
Great. So thank you very much. Thank you for being on the show. Wonderful.
Thank you, Rajiv. Nice talking to you.
Very nice talking to you.